Magic Makers. I'm Mom Virella.
I'm Nikita Cosplay.
Juju Jones here.
I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. Get your wands to the ready because we solemnly swear we're up to no good. And speaking of up to no good, today we have with us Ryan Aguilar, aka Geek Cred. Yay!
Yay! We already have Jeremy Vanders up here. Ladies, Jeremy Vanders, maker of beautiful wands since 2024. We have all the editions up, and you still need to suit Juju.
And she needs a pink sparkly one.
She's a pink sparkly one. She's our unicorn.
My wand is broken.
So, not to call you out, but
your awesomeness is needed, and your repair skills.
Look at that. We're gonna need another 2.0. It's gonna be great.
I'm the only one that's literally managed to hold on to my wand, and it has remained intact. I'm impressed.
My crystal broke. Hey,
I found mine,
so
but this one's already here. It's gonna be my tribal wand. It's fine.
You haven't become Kimo Kawaii. You can fix it then. Just saying. So today we have, like I said, please up and get ready. Today we have with us the amazing, spectacular Ryan Aguilar, aka Geek Cred. Thank you, sir, for coming to join us.
Thank you for having me. I love being on here.
Yay, we got hearts. We got lots of things coming.
All the sparkles.
So welcome, Ryan.
Do the thing. There you
go. You're all the effects in the magic happening here.
Let me see if I can. Nope, it doesn't work.
Mine doesn't work either. That's all right.
All the hearts.
I had the hearts. There we go. And then we got. Is it this one? This one.
And Super Hubby says hi, y'all.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, we're caught up in the effects. For those who don't know, Geek Cred Trivia is on YouTube, and he does some awesome trivia questions. Like, he can stump, I guarantee you, like, he could probably stump all of us. But today, he's actually got a special topic that we're talking about, because he is also a master of Comic Cons.
I want to say master, but...
Okay, he has some of the best advice, and we have had him on here before about things like if you're planning to go and attend, everything from parking to, goodness, like, honestly, no, seriously, I'd say an expert, yeah, on attending cons, yes.
Bringing your littles, the first Comic Cons. If you've been even going to Comic Cons for a while, he's some tips and tricks and all sorts of fun stuff. So, what do you got for us today?
He's also done trivia with us before, so there's that.
Yes.
So today, I know I've talked about it before when I was on here, and I talked about doing cons on the cheap. And one of the best ways to get into a con for free or cheap is to host a panel. And it's something that I'm always surprised when I host a panel and people come up to me and they think there's like some secret way that you have to do to get into a panel, like you have to know somebody, but it's actually really simple for the most part. And several cons actually make it to where you can just submit a panel and come in and get a free badge for the weekend. And tonight I'm going to talk to you about how to go about doing that.
Cool. Yeah, panels are super fun. I think we've all been on at least one here, right? All of us have?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking for me, but everybody else seems to enjoy it.
Mommy even helped me with my trivia panel once because my daughter was still in school, couldn't get out. So she actually helped me co-host a trivia panel once. So I'm going to go over some of the basics, and then I'll probably end up adding more that's not on screen as we go along. But if you go to the next slide, CJ. So why would you want to host a panel? Number one, you get a free pass most of the time. There are a few cons that do not give free passes, but they'll still let you host a panel. Like I've heard DreamCon and a few other bigger ones. You can host, but you won't get necessarily a free pass. You might get a discounted pass, or you might get some kind of perk. But for the most part, most conventions will give you a free pass or multiple free passes for hosting a single panel. The other big reason is if you are in any kind of industry or you are on social media, a YouTuber, whatever, it is a great way to promote your brand. There's a lot of people that go to cons to sell autographs and things like that, but there's also a lot of people that go there just to get their name out there. You know, whether they're YouTubers, voice actors, whatever. It's a good way to promote yourself. And the third reason is it's just fun. Me and my daughter love hosting panels. Like her more even than me. Like she gets so into it. She has so much fun, and like those are usually the highlights of her entire weekend. Hosting a panel, talking about something we're really passionate about, and it's always a blast.
Well,
I know.
and funny thing, I was just going to throw this in there for the second thing on that one is the first time I did a panel, I was so nervous. I forgot to mention that I even had a YouTube channel
I know.
because I was just like, it didn't even cross my mind. I was just like happy that I actually succeeded in sharing some information that people were happy to learn more about. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I never mind. Okay. I'll
So,
tell you next time.
so one of the things some of my friends who are YouTubers do before the panel starts, there's usually like a 15-minute buffer time where people are walking in, and some of my friends actually take that opportunity. They'll put their brand on the screen, like if they have a projector in the room, they'll put a QR code. Some of them even go as far as like say, "Hey, we're doing a raffle. You subscribe to our YouTube or social media, you get a raffle, and then we're going to do a drawing for a prize." Though, granted, not all cons allow something like that, but just suggestions.
I know.
That's a good
I've done that a lot.
At the end of ours as an author, we always pass out like any bookmarks or any cards or anything afterwards. And I know that all book sales tend to jack up afterwards. So number 2 is huge. And I know that there always ask tons and tons of writing questions for that as well. But number 3, if you can ad lib a ton of stuff. I know that one time I watched, I think it was Rico Fajardo and who was the other guy?
Oh, was that Chuck Huber?
No, it was John.
No, it was, Gramillion.
Grimian. John Grimian. They ad libbed a song, and I
was
videoed
awesome.
it, and it was just off the cuff, and it was amazing. They just ad libbed an entire song,
Like with guitar and everything. That was awesome. Yeah.
it was wild. And when you can do stuff like that on a panel, it just connects with them, and it's just hysterically funny. And when you can do stuff like that with a panel, it's just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How to apply? Next slide. Most convention websites will have a section to apply for a panel. Sometimes it's hidden, it's in different parts, but usually there's like a main menu. If you just scroll and look, like it's a lot of times it'll be under Get Involved, and then it'll be like volunteer, host a panel, and sometimes something else. But if you just go around a convention website, you can usually find how to submit to a panel. And I recommend doing it as soon as they announce, and then just periodically check to see if they are open for panelists at any given time. Also, if you don't see an area where you can submit for a panel, just email them directly. Usually most conventions have an email address. You could just email them and see if that's something they'd be interested in.
A media pass too, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my girlfriend's done that several times as well.
Mm-hmm.
Things to include when you're messaging the convention: detailed description of what your panel's about. So just be very thorough, be articulate, proofread, check for grammar and spelling, which I can admit that I don't always. Just show that you seem mature enough that you're actually going to show up. You know what you're talking about. Just don't write them and be like, I'd like to host a panel about Transformers, and then that's it. You need to be very detailed on what you're going to be talking about. And usually in the panel submission, they'll ask you more detailed questions on like, who is this going to appeal toward? How many people do you think this is going to reach? What's your social medias, things like that. So sometimes they actually want to know, like, how big of a reach do you think this is going to get? How many people are actually going to come to this panel? Or how many people do you think are going to come to that panel? Any past experience hosting? So a lot of times they'll ask you what other conventions you've done this panel at. Yeah, any equipment or supplies you need to be. And once again, I've made that mistake before. I don't. Sometimes in the past I've assumed that they're going to provide certain things, and sometimes I'm running around like a chicken with a head cut off last minute. Where's an HDMI cable? So always ask, what are you going to provide? What do I need to bring? Because it's really, and CJ knows this firsthand, is we were running around looking for a monitor like 15 minutes before my panel was going to start.
It gets fun.
Yeah.
I had to buy a converter because at Retropalooza, the HDMI cable doesn't plug into my newer laptop that I got a few years back, I guess. It doesn't have a plug for it. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to use this screen. I'm sorry.
What's really bad, though, is some conventions will, I don't know if you've ever seen it at some of the bigger ones like Anime Matsuri, but they actually use like Jumbotron LED boards or screens. And I didn't realize it, and nobody else realized it. Those don't play nice with Macs. So, like, literally, I had to borrow a friend's PC to run my panel off of. So you need to just be very thorough. Anything that's like a little bit paranoid, like, hey, if I'm bringing a Mac, am I going to be able to connect to stuff? Do you have aux cables? Just like any little thing, be very, very thorough, and don't just assume the convention is going to provide you with stuff.
I mean, you can try to bring your own, like if you have a smaller TV that you can put on a table that can connect with your computer, make sure you kind of have a backup.
I'm definitely going to start doing that. Or like I've even thought about bringing a small, like one of those little cylinder projectors. If you know
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've thought about like investing in one of those.
That you can put on a wall. Just
Yeah.
Smart. Big smart.
Yep. Types of panels to host. All right. Next slide. This is a little comic I put in there. So this is the one that I do the most. I love doing trivia panels. They don't always get selected, but that's the one I prefer to do because I've been doing it so long, and it's just what I'm comfortable doing. I know how to do it very well, and it usually attracts a crowd. So, and when you're talking about like trivia or competitive, it's like game show style trivia. Another one that's really popular is Family Feud, though I do warn you, if you try to submit something like Family Feud, just know that at a bigger convention, there's about 10 other people submitting a Family Feud trivia. Like almost like clockwork, like Comic Palooza, Anime Matsuri, they get like several submissions of like certain kinds of game show style trivia, and usually Family Feud is one of the most popular. The next one kind of applies more to 18 plus cons, Jackbox, digital games. Though with these, you need to be going back to, you really need to communicate with the convention. Make sure that they are going to be able to provide you internet to do something like this. And also make sure you're not in a convention center that is a cell phone dead zone. Otherwise, games like that will not work.
Yep.
The other one is improv performance-based competitions. Just, ones that you kind of just have to go like fake dating shows. Like, some of people will do the cosplay dating show or matchmaker or whatever. Ones that just involve a lot of improv, things like that.
But you have to be careful with those because you never know what you're going to get.
And that's the other thing is you always need to be in a position where you can safely, I don't want to say police, but just keep everybody in check. If you're going to be doing a panel that is controversial or you think might be a little bit dicey, make sure the convention knows, and maybe they can give you some extra staff in there for security.
Like
or whatever.
Speed dating? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like speed dating. I don't think it's a good idea. And if you've ever even popped into a room, go ahead.
I've heard horror stories. I've never been a participant because obviously, but like, I've heard
I'm-
some stories.
I've known people that have put on cons, and they said, "Yeah, we did speed dating one year, but then we had too many instances of people going overboard." We'll just leave it at
Mhm.
that.
Yes,
But
I've heard that.
There's that, but then there's also not everybody has, we'll say, the personality for panels either, where you kind of have to like pull teeth to get them to talk. Because I've had to moderate some panels where I've had to cut them short because I've asked them questions and they're just answering them with 1 and 2 word answers. So you have to be very careful and selective on who you have in your panels.
That
Mhm.
too.
I
So
agree.
just be careful on your improv, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next one. So when it comes to trivia, like I always go out. I try to find people that can sponsor me, like local businesses or even people at the con, like people that are promoting certain brands, like G Sups. And I've had really good luck getting places to provide me with prizes, and then in return, I will put ads up for them before my panel starts and promote them. So
That's so cool.
next one, performance panels. Next slide. Comedy shows, concert / busking, demonstrations, burlesque, shadowcast, theatrical plays, circus style magic, or circus style and magic. So comedy shows, and to apply for something like that, a con will usually want you to be someone with a lot of experience. It's typically not something you can just apply for where they don't know who you are. You're just like, yeah, I just want to do a comedy show. You typically have to be somebody with a little bit of background that they can see your performances and make sure that you're the correct fit or that you're going to be a draw.
Yeah, because comedy can go so many different ways.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you don't want to bring somebody in that you think is family friendly that is not family friendly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and all cons are a little different. You've got the much more family friendly ones and the ones that are okay with a little more 18 plus kind of content, which you got to fit the panel into the con. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing that I forgot to mention. So going back to the when you apply, they'll typically ask you whether it's a family friendly panel or 18 plus. So
That
if you have something that you know there's going to be cussing or showing any images that are a little bit more mature or whatever, make sure that you file it as 18 plus. Because I've been to cons where some of the people that do panels did not realize that was a thing, and they'll do in the middle of the day when kids are there very mature panels. So always specify that as well.
I don't get it. But okay.
It happens. I swear to God, it happens.
I
Yeah.
believe you. That is the sad part.
Yeah. Concerts / busking.
What is busking?
Basically, like if you've ever seen somebody in a con, like in a corner, just playing like a violin or a piano. Basically, it's just kind of like sidewalk music.
Okay, yeah.
So like an impromptu.
Yeah. I know it's also probably called like street music. I'm just familiar with the term busking.
Got it.
I've never known what
something
to
new
call
today.
it, so that works.
That's a new word for me. I now know.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
We already learned something today.
I'm
The more you know.
And I'm not even trying to do trivia. But once again, the con probably needs to know what you're doing. But I've known people that have done busking at cons, and they'll typically get a free pass, and sometimes they'll get permission to receive donations for playing. And they'll have a specific spot where they can play and perform and things like that. So if you've ever seen somebody play music at a con, that's what that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for like this was I guess this was more of a panel, but David Saborio, we had him on one time. He did the Anime Gone Metal panel at actually I think that was Anime Houston. I was gonna say Delta H Con, but yeah, it was such a cool one because it was basically a full on concert he put on for everybody. So yeah, if you have a talent like that, by all means, that is a great way to show off and enjoy it and connect with people.
also are like demonstrations that could apply to so many things. Like I can't even think off the top of my head. Like you're just demonstrating how to like do a specific thing,
Like
whatnot.
like art, like caricatures and stuff
Yeah,
like
things like that. Then the next one would probably more apply to either an 18 plus con or one that is going to be like at night for less. That's become more popular at cons.
Yeah.
Not going to go into details on that because y'all know what that is. Next one is Shadowcast. This is like the people that do like Rocky Horror Picture Show and things like that, or Priscilla Queen of the Desert. So
Oh, I thought it was like shadow puppetry. Is what I was thinking.
I thought the same thing, Mommy.
Honestly,
No,
kind of
like,
same though.
huh?
I also thought that Shadowcast was like kind of like puppetry.
So we're learning another new term. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
I only know that one because I did Rocky Horror Picture Show for years, but that's usually something you do as a troupe, like a group of people or whatnot. But that's also something that like the larger cons will do, and they'll play a movie above, like Repo the Genetic Opera, Priscilla Queen of the Desert,
I thought those were
Doctor
called double features. Okay. Sorry.
Double Feature. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start singing. But like
Okay.
Doctor Horrible sing along blog, things like that.
Okay, so it's like when they have the movie playing in the background, but they'll be like performing. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's
Well,
called a
Exactly.
Shadowcast, not me being
gosh.
like,
Dude, I'm thinking
double
shadow
feature.
puppetry. At least I said it first.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The next one is just like plays that people put on, and this could cover a lot of different stuff, whether it's like radio shows or actual like plays, musicals, whatnot. Some people will even do just the musical bits from a play. I always forget what that's called, but basically just doing the music and stuff. The next one is like circuses. Like if y'all ever seen the people doing like the trapeze, the juggling, things like that, fire spitting, sword swallowing. Once again, like I already said, most of these you would have to show that you are capable of doing these things that I've done before. Magic, things like that. Next one, CJ. All right, so workshops on cosplay, and I know y'all have you've done this before, right? Nikita, doing like, haven't you?
Me? Never.
Oh, I
Yes.
I could have sworn you
Yes.
did a panel on.
Oh, I
yes,
have.
she
Because
has done
everybody
cosplay
is
panels.
being put into the cosplay thing. So they're like, okay, we're gonna have all of our guests doing it. So I usually just get thrown into it.
Oh, okay.
And
Yes,
so
she has. She's
not
never
saying it's against
volunteered
my
to.
will,
She's
but I'm
been
saying that usually goes with
Okay.
the
Because I
Yes, it
swear I
is.
was going crazy because like I remember my daughter dragged me to one of these, and I was just like oh yeah, that's good.
She's been voluntold.
I get voluntold a lot. Continue.
There we go.
So I like that term. But like workshops on cosplay, like how to do them. That's not my cup of tea, but y'all probably know about like the workshops where it's like them teaching you how to like do it properly, do it cheap, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all have anything to add on that, y'all can, because that's not my area of expertise.
I personally am just gonna take this moment to boast about Peachy and Fairies and Princess Tian's cosplay panels whenever they do them, because I learn something new every single time, and I absolutely love their cosplay panels. Continue.
There's so many angles you can take on cosplay though. Cosplay on the
yeah.
cheap, like making certain things. Like if you have a talent for making wigs, we don't know how to do that. Y'all need to share that information.
I do. I just don't
Yes.
do it.
Right here. I need
Me
that.
personally, I just go to Amazon and click. I don't have the talent that these people have. So that's
I'm right there
I
with.
learned from Rumple, so shout out to Rumpelstiltskin. So
I'm right there with you. I'll just buy a mask.
I
But
got
the next one is combat instruction. Like, have you ever seen people doing like the medieval like stuff or showing off or like lightsaber battles? A lot of times you'll have these workshops where they teach you how to like do basic like either medieval or science fiction type battling and things like that, and they're a lot of fun. Sometimes those require an extra fee, not always, but sometimes they do, and a lot of times they make you sign a waiver. So if you're going to host something like that, be very, very aware of rules and liability at a con.
You break
Books,
yourself, it's your own fault.
Huh?
If you break yourself, it's your own fault.
Pretty much, but in legal jargon.
Yes.
The next one is books and screenplays, like workshops where people are talking about like the best way to go about writing, submitting, things like that. Once again, not something I've ever done, but I've walked into them occasionally.
My zone.
Do
I said that's my zone.
Book
you,
lady.
do you have anything to add on that if someone wanted to have something like that?
Basically, nah. It's just no. They basically just ask a bunch of questions. To be honest, and it's generally the same type of questions.
Mhm.
How did you learn how to do it? Where'd you first start? That sort of thing.
I know we're running short time, so I'll speed run this. So the next one is voice acting. Like a lot of times you'll have like veteran voice actors do a panel on like giving advice, things like that, or other people that are amateurs, basically giving advice on the best way to do that kind of stuff. The next one is drawing. I've actually seen people submit this more lately, and they'll do like the thing where they'll have like the webcam connected, and they'll like just have them drawing for an hour and doing things like that.
Oh,
I
wow.
love those. Those are a
That's
lot
cool.
of fun. Filmmaking, if you know a lot about filmmaking, digital art and programming, like if you know how to do like CAD, things like that. But once again, you need to show that you are going to be an expert. You can't just be someone who goes up and talks about it like in a very amateur way. If you're going to submit for something like that, know what you're talking about. Be very, very passionate about it.
Passionate about it as being the key, I think, too. But
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
You have to know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Okay.
you have your niche, and that's where you dig into it. Your
Mhm.
thing that you excel at.
And that
So,
shows.
When
And I will.
about books and books and screenplays, you can't answer like I just answered. You have to actually answer answers, but you're generally asked specific questions.
Mhm.
So you're not generally asked general questions like he just asked me either.
All right, but like going back to the, an audience will absolutely know when you don't know what you're talking about. It's like you always have to keep that momentum up. You always have to be very energized. You can't lag, and you also like. I've known people that they do PowerPoints 100 times better than me. Very smart people, but they'll talk in very monotone voices and they'll just read off a script. And when you're doing a panel, you can't just do that. You have to interact with the audience. You have to constantly be engaged. Ask the audience, do you have any questions you want to ask? Do you have anything you want to put in? You have to make it interactive, even when it's a subject that you aren't necessarily to be interactive with.
Yes, it's a panel, not a lecture.
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Next one, real quick. I'll speed run this.
So we have like a minute left. So
I just want to say something really quick. I
Okay.
didn't have very many questions because I was just soaking up all the info. That's all.
we have a minute left. So
History of a subject, debate of a subject, looking at a subject from an educational view. Very self-explanatory. My daughter likes doing these things. She loves doing the debate panels about different things. Things to remember: HDMI cords, aux cord, laptop. If you're going to be recording, tripod, camera, microphone. And I'm actually going to invest in a portable speaker because I've had a speaker blow on me right
No.
before a panel starts.
And
So,
adapters. Make sure they have adapters, or you have adapters. That's mine.
USB to HDMI adapter. If your laptop messes up, you can
Super
connect it
important.
to a projector.
awesome, Ryan. You're always chock full of awesome, tons of information, and always a great guest to have on. Thank you so much. Next week, we will have our 1 hour special with our nerd talk. So you get a whole hour of all of us at the Giggle Squad. So, Ryan, thank you for joining us. Check them out at Geek Cred Trivia on YouTube.
Can I say one thing real quick? I'm going to be at Comic Palooza this weekend. I'm doing a panel at 1 p.m. on Saturday and a panel at 1 p.m. on Sunday. We're going to be doing the trivia. So you should come check it out if you're going to be there.
Where? What room are you going to be in?
I'm going to be in the main hall in the back. Just look for me.
Boom. There you go.
Awesome.
Yep.
In the meantime, Mambi, take us out. We are over time.
All right. And Marissa, we missed you too. We're glad to see you in the comment section.
And
Thank
Serena,
you, guys. Sorry we have not popped up as much up as we have, but there's been a lot of information. Make sure you share this out, guys, because this is really awesome. People need to know this, that you don't realize that if you have a passion for something, you can actually use that in these cons to help yourself out and to help others. So, till next time, make sure you're following CJ Peterson, Mommy Rella, Yukita Cosplay, and Juju the Cosplayer. We are on Instagram. There, she's not on Facebook, but we're on Facebook and the YouTubes
girl.
and TikTok.
Everywhere.
I call you.
Wrap it up, girly. Come on.
And until next time, guys. Next time we're here with Nerd Talk, right? What is next week?
You literally
Yes.
just said that. Yes.
Next time you got a Nerd Talk. Yes. Okay. Till then. All right. Get him up. Mischief managed. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.